Welcome to the Red Carpet Report, your backstage pass for celebrity book clubs, book adaptations, and new book releases. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Kirsten.
And we're your hosts.
Today's episode is a plot twist. I love these episodes because we really get to dive into one specific theme in any given books, usually across multiple genres, which this one is today. And the plot twist theme is going to be family inheritance novels, which is very fun. But before we get into that, we obviously need to talk about the red carpet rundown because we have some exciting book news.
So the first one, you're going to talk about it because you stayed up later last night than you should have because you were watching a TV show. What were you watching?
Yeah, I was watching the off-campus series on Amazon, and it was so good. It was so good. It was everything that I wanted it to be. I am an OG fan of Al Kennedy and the Deal on the Off-Campus series from way back in the day. I read these books before we ever started this 10 years ago. And it was
that long?
Yeah. Like, I think it's been out for a decade, the books.
No way.
Yeah, I think they've been out a long time. Almost positive.
Okay.
They've been out a while. And what I love about this series is it's these like college romances, and they're funny. They kept the humor in the adaptation, but they brought it into like a current audience.
Okay.
So there's more social media. There's references to like Taylor Swift and all of these other things that we needed to make it more relevant because technology and the way that kids participate in college is so different nowadays.
Yeah, and you were worried about that.
Yes. Okay. And it crushed.
Okay.
I'm like so excited. Forever and ever and ever, she has been the person whose books I like to read on the airplane. And this made all of my dreams come true. There were things I was watching it with my husband. Well, he fell asleep after one episode. I stayed up until 1:30 to watch the first 4. There were times where I was like, oh, that's different. Oh, that's different. But it was good different. Like,
okay,
they met in a different way. There's like an opening scene. You know how whenever it's like going to be a steamy show?
Yes.
They always end up opening with something that's like, oh,
yes.
Even though in the book it doesn't happen until like 20 or 30%, right? But they always like, there's some salacious something that happens in like the opening scene.
Got it.
Where I'm like, that's not how they met for the first time.
Got it.
Kind of thing.
Right, but it's like an advance warning. This is what you're getting into.
Yeah. If you are offended by this, just leave now.
Which is why there's certain movies that I'm like, yep, that was an indication. I just should have stopped watching.
I felt the chemistry between the characters.
Okay.
I got the secondhand embarrassment when I was supposed to.
Okay.
I was like giggling at some of the things that were happening. And it does have heavier topics, which I kind of forgot about. So you should definitely read the trigger warnings on this. But I thought it was handled very well. And he is like a walking green flag, even though he's like hockey bro, player, whatever. He's a walking green flag.
I feel like I'm going to save that one for when everyone goes to camp, and then I can just have time to myself and just watch TV.
Oh, I am counting down the minutes until I am done dinner because I will be in my bed at 6:00 tonight to finish the last 4 and not stay up until 2 a.m. Do you not watch this with your teenagers as much as they want to? Don't do it. If you wouldn't show them Heated Rivalries, you shouldn't show them this. Anyway, but
I can't remember who it was this weekend that I was having to educate them on the cartoon covers on romance books and why they're not appropriate for children. They were like shocked. I was like, no, if there's a cartoon on the cover and it's in the romance section, it means that your 12-year-old should be reading it.
That's the thing. So I was reading these books before it was popular to read them out loud and proud. Do you know what I mean? They were on my Kindle. I was reading them in the airport. Like if somebody asked me, I might have said a different book that I was reading.
Right, but they had different covers too.
Yeah, they were up close of like a hockey person's abs.
Yeah.
Okay, so like you weren't, but the new covers I'm sure are not like that.
No.
But yeah, they were definitely like, they screamed what they were so that you knew. And on one hand, I think that the cute cartoony allows people to fully embrace reading romance in public and has like normalized it. And on the other hand, I think it is showing it to the wrong audience.
My question is, when we have movies and TV shows, there's content warnings. Why are there no content warnings at the beginning of books? Or why is there no marking on the book that labels it as mature so that people like under the age of 18 can't buy it?
I don't know, but you can always go to our blog because it says we have a spice rating.
Yes, we have a spice rating.
We have a spice rating and we give an age number.
Yes.
But most people do not do that.
Right.
Our website does, but otherwise, and you have to be really tricky because sometimes things are YA and labeled in YA and put in YA.
And they're not.
They're not for 14-year-olds.
Like the GMA pick.
Right.
Sibylline it was until the end.
And there's a lot of stories that are like that.
Yeah.
Even A Court of Thorn and Roses started as YA.
Yes.
Ended up becoming very much not YA, but was still under the imprint of
a YA.
the YA. So it's just, you got to be really careful. But speaking of YA, we have other news for Netflix.
The Good Girl's Guide to Murder season 2 is May 27th. And I think it's Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. The first season was fantastic. I watched it with my daughter. She loved it. She's read the books. She loves the books. So we're really excited for this one. I think they did a really good job. So I hope they do as good of a job with the second one.
I love that you watched it with your 14-year-old daughter because I watched it with my 45-year-old husband and he also enjoyed it. So he was so in for any kind of a thriller. And I was like, we're watching Off Campus last night. He made it one half of an episode. And then this morning was like, how is it? And what was that about? He was out cold.
Well, speaking of not YA. So not YA. Amazon has officially ordered Fourth Wing.
That's right. So a lot of times when you announce something that something's in production, like A Court of Thorn and Roses, which is another major fantasy, it was assigned a producer, there was a screenwriter, but until it gets the green light to actually have episodes ordered, it's not going to get filmed. And with A Court of Thorn and Roses, that fell off. It is no more. And with Fourth Wing, it was in production or pre-production for a very long time. And at the upfronts this past week, Amazon was like, nope, we ordered official episodes and it will be filmed.
I'm so excited because Game of Thrones was so unbelievable. I think this is just going to be, I mean, it could be better than the books.
I am curious to know if they are going to change things because Game of Thrones was really this like manly, like deadly, horrible. And there is that in Fourth Wing, but there's also the romance component in this whole, and I'm very curious to see how they're going to balance all of these components together because I think the romance of it all is what gets people through the story. That's the through line. And then the other fantasy elements make it awesome.
Yeah.
But if they don't strike that balance or they're trying to appeal to like a male audience more than the female base, I think it could get lost in the shuffle.
I, to be honest with you, think that men would watch it if they think that the main characters are good looking.
Yeah, I guess. Because there's not really super romantic, sweetsy, cutesy, like off campus.
No.
It's sweetsy, cutesy.
So you have good looking people with dragons in action. And I don't think men are going to be like, no, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, right. Because a lot of women watch Game of Thrones. I did, even though it was a little too gory for me. I still watched it. Well, we'll see. We're going to see.
I mean, I did. I watched all of Game of Thrones and I loved it.
Right. But the romance scenes in that were not like, they were just like kind of thrown in there, like boom, boom. There was no like lead up. There's no butterflies.
There were no romance scenes in Fourth Wing.
Well, I got butterflies while reading Fourth Wing. You didn't get butterflies from Fourth Wing?
It was not romance. It was 10 pages of destroying furniture.
No, but they longed for each other.
Yeah, no butterflies.
Okay, so maybe that's just me. Oh, well, I guess we're going to see how it plays out. Is it Kirsten's like, happy fluffy dragons? Or Jackie's like Game of Thrones, I'm going to kill you version? We shall find out.
Okay, so let's get into the plot twist. Our main segment, we are talking about inheritance novels. We chose this because it is our June 2026 book club prompt.
We chose this as a prompt because it's a really fun plot device to read about. And I would imagine for writers to write about, you are given this item, but in order to get this inheritance of whatever kind, you have to jump through whatever hoops they may be, whether it's searching for something or solving a problem or completing an impossible task. in order to get the inheritance, you have to fulfill all of these requirements, which is, I'm pretty sure, not actually anything that would happen in real legal documents, but it doesn't matter because we suspend reality for these kinds of books. They're just fun.
100%. And we're so excited. At the end, we'll be talking about who our book club choice is, but we're going to save that one until last. So you go first. What is the first book that you chose for family inheritance?
So because of the season that we're in, we're May, we're at the start of beach read season. I am choosing a beach read from last year, These Summer Storms by Sarah McLean. And I love this one. It is very much, if you liked We Were Liars, that Netflix show and the book, you will like this one. It's a little bit less dark. It's a little bit more fun and frolicky and romantic in its plot. A woman is heading back to the island where her family compound is, off the coast of New England, and her father has recently died. She's been estranged from her siblings. They get there, they have the funeral, and then it's the reading of the will. And at the reading of the will, she finds out that in order for anyone to get their inheritance, they all have to complete various tasks. And some of them are funny and some of them are not. For example, her brother can only talk on the odd hours of the day. And it's just really hilarious. And so, like, he's got marital problems. Our main character is struggling because she's attracted to someone who turns out is the person that's on the island helping to enforce the rules. The mom is doing so. There's secrets to be had. It's over the course of the week. And her task is to literally stay on the island for a week. That's her job, to stay with her family for a week. And she pretty much every day is like, should I leave the island now? Can I just leave the island now?
I've been saving this one actually since last summer to read it for the reading prompt.
I love it so much. I recommend it to everyone. It's such a fun beach read, but there are some really thought-provoking things that are going into it. And it's just really fun. What are you choosing?
So my pick is Under the Stars by Beatrice Williams. And funny enough, it's also set in New England.
Because it's a great place to have a family compound with some kind of inheritance, I guess.
So. So this is a dual timeline. And what's really interesting is the main character goes back. She's at a bar and they find art. And so they're trying to figure out who owns the art, where did this art come from, and then the dual timeline is basically where the art came from. So it's a different kind of family inheritance, but I love Beatrice Williams, and I feel like they're the perfect summer beach reads. So I think this is a great choice.
That sounds sort of similar to Road Trip, which was also a family inheritance novel that I talked about a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Where they find a painting.
Yes.
Man, I love it.
But this one is not claiming to be a road trip. So, yeah.
Okay, my next one, I'm kind of doing a 2-for-1.
Okay.
Because Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes is probably like the standard for this genre, plot, whatever we're going to call it, plot device. Her story is about a girl who finds out that she's inherited like $1 billion thing, and that she is one of the players, trying to win the inheritance of this man. Everyone else is related to him. She's like the wild card. Nobody knows why she's there.
Right.
And it's a contemporary setting, and they're all they're all incredibly brilliant, of course. And they're trying to solve these riddles and these puzzles. It feels like a modern day The Westing Game, if anyone is familiar. That was my favorite childhood book. And that one is, I think there have been sub-series from it. I think it's probably 6 or 7 books deep at this point. It's a very well-known YA mystery series. Less well-known is my other choice, which is Mystery Royale, which is basically the same thing. Girl who doesn't know why is now competing for an inheritance with a bunch of family members, except it's a fantasy.
Right. Love that.
So there's magic involved, and everyone, the winner really gets like the land and the whatever, but they also get that person's source of magic.
Okay.
So it's still YA, it's still like appropriate, but I just read the second one in the series. It was also great. There's a romantic element in both books. There's longing, there's love triangles. So
got it.
The whole situation. But yeah, Mystery Royale is a lesser known one and a really fun Really fun one. It's like picture the Inheritance Games and the Night Circus.
Oh, that
Okay,
sounds so good. Oh,
there you go. That's Mystery Royale.
sold. My next pick isn't going to be a surprise for anyone. It's The Sicilian Inheritance by Joe Piazza.
Our favorite. We love you, Joe.
We love Joe. Okay, so this book, I mean, it has everything. You want some like mystery, you want some there's a little bit of thriller component to it, right? So a woman is going through a divorce and she finds out that she's inherited a piece of land from someone that she didn't even know was related to her in Italy. And she travels over there to see what's going on. What is this piece of land? And then it goes back into the past. And we are seeing the story from both sides. And it is nonstop fun, this book. If you haven't read it, what are you waiting for?
I think it is such a great beach read. It's because it's got everything, like you mentioned. It's got romance. It's historical fiction. There's a mystery. There's a thrilling component to it.
And I actually think if you're looking to recommend a book to a man in your life, men love this book as well.
Yes.
So I listened to this book with my husband. He loved it. My father read it. He loved it. So
how has this not been made into some kind of an adaptation yet? Someone needs to buy the rights to this one.
Yes. Oh, this would be so good.
This is what we need.
A full series.
Oh, yeah.
A full series because there's a sequel coming out.
And each episode could flip between the two characters.
Yes.
Oh, it'd be so good.
We have it all planned out.
Yeah, seriously. I would like to produce this one. So who do we know? Aunt Jan? Get Bradley Cooper on the line.
Okay, so the last one is our book club pick.
That's right. So on June 29th at 7:30, we are going to be reading and discussing The Family Recipe by Carolyn Hune. And she's going to come on at 8 o'clock to talk with us. Carolyn was the author of Fortunes of Jaded Women, which was, I believe, a GMA pick. And I loved this one even more than I loved that book. This one is an inheritance before somebody has died. So that makes it a little bit different. Duke is an immigrant from Vietnam, and he has opened this chain of very successful banh mi shops. Okay, I'd never had banh mi before I read this book. And
I love banh mi.
I now eat banh mi all the time because the way it's described in here, I was like, I need to get my hands on this sandwich. And now I understand this sandwich. This is the best sandwich ever. Anyway, so he was at one point in time, like the king of the industry, and his stores have since fallen off.
Okay.
And so he basically says to each of his daughters, he assigns them a store in a different location and says, you need to get it back up and profitable. And to his son, he says, you need to get married. And the caveat is, whoever completes
task first
is the one who's going to inherit the entire business.
I love the fact that the women have to do the sandwich job and the man has to get married. I love that she did that because usually it's switched and then you're like, oh, come on.
Yep. And so you're bopping around to all of the sandwich shops and the man on his pursuit to some kind of arranged marriage because he thinks he's going to have it easy. You also at the same time are going back in time to Duke's story about what happened when he came over and the racism and the discrimination that he faced and sort of the trials and tribulations of his life, which makes it really heavy in some spots.
Okay.
But then you're in the present day and someone's like the robot that one of them installs is like throwing baloney across the, you know what I mean? So there's humor.
Did
but
you
it's
just
also
say
thought-provoking.
a baloney throwing robot?
Yeah, that's definitely not. There's no baloney. There's no baloney in a banh mi. But there is a robot. Okay. Anyway, it's really good. I feel like I just butchered the selling of that, but I'm trying to explain that there are some very serious things, but there is also a lot of humor, which makes this a really fun beach read book club pick.
And it sounds like there's a lot to talk about.
Yes, but do not read it unless you are available to get a banh mi sandwich because I'm telling you, you're going to want one.
I do that all the time. I read books about food and then I'm so hungry the entire time I'm reading it, and then I'm eating other food and I don't have the food and it's not satisfying.
I'm going to be honest with you. When we hang up from this lovely podcast, I think I might have to go get myself a banh mi sandwich because I'm just thinking about it. And now I'm like, I need the sandwich. What's it called? Is it Pavlovian response?
Yeah, you've been classically conditioned.
I've been conditioned when I see this book. I'm like, must eat sandwich.
I'm so excited for this talk.
It's going to be a great one. It's really going to be a really, really fun discussion, I think.
I can't wait.
Now, it's your turn. You got the bookmark. You also brought props. Look at us. We are just a prop.
I know. I'm so excited.
Today.
Okay, here's my prop. Whee! Dolly all the time is my bookmark by Annabel Monaghan, and it is coming out
by the time this episode airs on Tuesday of next week, the 26th.
Dolly is home for the summer with her son, and she lives in the town of Whitfield. So when she encounters Stuart Whitfield with a flat tire, he has no idea what to do. She helps him change the tire. They start having a conversation, and it leads to a fake dating situation. He has just been broken up with in a very brutal and very public way. His family thinks that he isn't going to be able to run the company properly. He needs to show that he can have a full life rather than just doing work. They want to see that he's in a relationship. She actually needs money. She's trying to help out her father. Her father has a fish shop that's not doing so well. And so they come to an arrangement in which it's a little bit Pretty Woman, but she is not a prostitute. It's all green flags, but they do make some references to Pretty Woman, okay? Like getting a clothing allowance and stuff like that.
Okay.
So very fake dating, green flags. This one gave me butterflies. They were so sweet. It's spicy. It's not for kids, but I just adored every second of it. I sat down and I binged the entire thing. It was so good.
I feel like she's one of your favorite summertime authors.
Yeah, I love her. Every book, Nora Goes Off Script. I love that one. Every year, it's the perfect summer book. Healthy relationships. We're not looking at these horrible, narcissistic, obnoxious. It's just you're happy for them. You're rooting for them. Sometimes I just want to like the characters in the books I'm reading.
This would fulfill the prompt on the summer reading bingo for summer author.
Oh, for sure. Because I do have a list of all of her books because I've read every single one of her books.
Auto by author for Jackie.
Yes, 100%. So this will be out on the 26th, and that is my bookmark of the week.
I love that. Well, next week we are taking the week off because it's Memorial Day. And so we'll be back in 2 weeks with the June Pick Party.
I was trying to find that word.
Wow. We just were staring in his face, looking at each other like, what is next week?
The June Pick Party. So we actually already know one of them, and it is up on the website if you're so inclined to go look. We're not going to say what it is, but feel free to go and check it out if you are interested. And then we'll have a pick party coming up in a few weeks.
And we'd love to know what you are anticipating.
Yes.
Are going to be the picks, because at this moment we only know Reese. That may change by the time this airs because we're about around the time of the month where they kind of tips start coming in.
Yeah.
But this one was spoiled by the publisher themselves. So listen, you just got to be a sleuth.
100%. So follow, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Happy reading.